Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stayed quiet, even when you had something to say? You were in the room. You understood the words, but you didn't speak. Why? Because your mind whispered, "What if I say it wrong? What if they laugh? What if I sound silly?" If this has happened to you, even once, you're not alone. It happens to millions of English learners around the world. They study grammar. They memorize words. They know what to say. But when it's time to speak, their heart beats faster. Their throat tightens. Their voice disappears. Maybe you've been in that moment. A classmate said something, and you knew the answer too, but you stayed silent. A tourist asked for help, and you wanted to respond, but you froze. A friend started a conversation, and you only smiled, because the words didn't come. I understand that feeling, that fear, that doubt, that silence. But here's the truth. Confidence is not something you are born with. It's something you build, like a bridge, like a muscle. And the people you admire, the ones who speak clearly, easily, confidently, they were just like you once. They were afraid to open their mouths. They made mistakes. They forgot words. They felt awkward, but they kept speaking. And step by step, word by word, they became confident. And so can you. This video will show you exactly how. No hard words, no pressure, just real simple steps to help you speak English with confidence so you can talk to people, make friends, share your thoughts, and finally feel free when you speak. Not someday, not after I become perfect, but starting today. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Confidence is not a gift. It's a skill. Let's begin with a truth that many people never hear. Confidence is not magic. It's not something only lucky people have. It's not something you are born with, like the color of your eyes. Confidence is something you build, like a wall, one brick at a time, like a habit, one day at a time, like a muscle, one repetition at a time. But here's the problem. Most English learners believe the opposite. They say, "I will start speaking when I feel confident." But that day never comes, because confidence doesn't come before you speak. It comes after. Imagine a person who wants to swim. He stands by the water and says, "I'll jump in when I know how to swim." He waits, and waits, and waits. But he never learns, because he never jumps. Learning to speak English confidently is just like that. You don't wait for confidence. You create it by doing the thing that scares you, little by little. I've seen this with hundreds of students over the years. Let me tell you about one of them. Her name was Zara. She was from a small village and had never spoken English in front of anyone. When she joined my class, she barely whispered. Even her hello was silent. But every day, I gave her just one small task. Say one sentence. Ask one question. Repeat one phrase. And every day she did it, even with shaking hands. She didn't wait to become brave. She just showed up. One day, she stood up and gave a 2-minute introduction in English. And you know what? Her grammar wasn't perfect. Her words were simple, but she looked proud, and everyone clapped. That moment didn't happen by chance. It happened because she practiced. Confidence is not a gift. It is a result of action. Let me share another example. Ali, a young man who always looked down when speaking. He had the vocabulary, he had the knowledge, but he had no belief in himself. I gave him a challenge. Every morning, say this sentence out loud. I can speak. I am improving. It felt silly at first, but he said it every day. And slowly, something changed. His voice became louder. He stopped looking at the floor. He started talking to other learners. Why? Because he repeated a small action daily. That is how confidence is built, not through magic, but through movement. Here's what I want you to understand. You are not weak. You are not bad at English. You're just out of practice. Speaking is a skill, like riding a bicycle, like playing the piano. Nobody is perfect at the beginning. Nobody feels strong right away. Even the most confident English speakers you see on YouTube, on TV, in movies, were once just like you. They started with fear. They made mistakes, but they didn't stop. And because they didn't stop, they grew stronger. You can do the same. So here's your small action for today. Just one. Stand in front of the mirror, look into your own eyes, and say this out loud. I can speak English. I am learning. I am growing. You may feel nervous. You may feel silly. But say it anyway. Then say one sentence about your day. I woke up early today. I had tea this morning. I am watching an English video. It doesn't matter what sentence. It only matters that you speak it. Because every time you speak, you become stronger. Every time you open your mouth, even if your voice shakes, you build your confidence. And confidence, my friend, is not something you wait for. It's something you create with your own voice. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need big vocabulary. You just need to try. So don't wait for the right moment. This is the right moment. Speak now. Speak simply. Speak proudly. Because today, you are not waiting for confidence. Today, you are building it. And this is just the beginning. Chapter 2. Speak small. Speak daily. Let's talk about something simple. Not big words, not long speeches, just small steps. Because that's how all great things begin, with something small. If you want to speak English confidently, you don't need to wait for a classroom. You don't need a perfect sentence. You don't even need another person. What you need is a habit, a small habit, every day. Think of your speaking ability like a muscle. How do you grow a muscle? You don't lift the heaviest weight on the first day. You start small. You lift something light. You do it again and again. And slowly, your body gets stronger. Speaking is the same. You don't need to give a speech in English on day 1. You just need to say one sentence. Yes, one sentence. Say it while brushing your teeth. Say it while walking to school. Say it in your room, alone, in front of the mirror. Say it to your pillow before you sleep. These moments may seem small, but they are powerful, because they are your training ground. Let me give you some examples. In the morning, when you wake up, say, "Good morning. Today is a new day. I will speak English." While brushing your teeth, say, "I am brushing my teeth now." While eating breakfast, say, "This food is tasty. I like tea." While walking, say, "The weather is nice. I see a dog. The sun is bright." These are not long, difficult sentences, but they are real. They are daily, and they are yours. And that is what makes them powerful. You don't need permission to speak. You don't need someone to correct you every time. Just speak, even if nobody hears you. Because every sentence you say out loud is a step forward, a step toward fluency, a step toward confidence. Let me tell you about a learner named Rena. She was always quiet in class. She didn't like to talk in front of others. But one day, she decided to try something different. Every night before bed, she looked in the mirror and spoke 5 simple sentences, sometimes about her day, sometimes just practice lines like, "I am strong. I am learning. I will not give up." She did this for 30 days. Nobody saw her. Nobody corrected her. But on day 31, when a tourist asked for help on the street, she didn't stay silent. She spoke. And after that, she couldn't stop smiling. What changed? Not her grammar, not her vocabulary. What changed was her habit. You see, when you speak daily, your mouth gets used to the words. Your brain starts thinking in English. Your tongue becomes more comfortable. And most importantly, you stop being afraid. Fear comes from not doing something. The more you avoid speaking, the more afraid you feel. But when you speak every day, even just a little, your fear begins to fade. Because your brain says, "Hey, I've done this before, I can do it again." So don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Don't wait for the perfect sentence. The perfect sentence is the one you say today. Here are a few more sentence ideas for daily practice. I'm going to school. I like this shirt. My favorite color is blue. I am tired today. I feel happy now. You can even talk to objects around you. Hello, chair. You are brown. This book is interesting. I see a tree outside. It may sound funny, but this is how fluency begins. Not with grammar books, not with long exams, but with small, honest words spoken out loud. So here's a challenge for you. Today, say one sentence in English, out loud, to yourself, to your mirror, to your dog, to your pillow, anyone. And tomorrow, say 2, and then 3. Soon, speaking won't feel scary anymore. It will feel normal, like walking, like breathing, like smiling. Remember this. If you can say one sentence today, you're already better than yesterday. That's progress. That's growth. That's real learning. So speak small. Speak daily. and never stop. Because your voice is your power, and every word you speak makes you stronger. Chapter 3. Use magic sentences to start conversations. Let's be honest. Starting a conversation in English can feel scary. Your hands might sweat. Your heart might race. You might think, what if I say the wrong thing? What if the other person doesn't understand me? But let me tell you something powerful. You don't need perfect English to start a conversation. You just need a few simple, friendly, repeatable sentences. I call them magic sentences because they open doors, they start friendships, they turn silence into connection. And the best part? You don't need to be advanced to use them. Even as a beginner, you can start conversations today with anyone. Let's begin with the most basic and powerful one. Hi, how are you today? This one sentence is short, it's friendly, and it works almost everywhere. In class, at the store, online, or with strangers. It shows you care, and it invites the other person to speak. You don't have to understand everything they say back. Just listen, smile, nod. That's already communication. Now here's another magic sentence I love. I'm learning English. Can I practice with you? This sentence is strong because it's honest. It shows courage. When you say this, most people will feel kind. They'll want to help you. They won't expect perfection. They'll admire your effort. And once the pressure is gone, you can relax and just talk. You can also use a sentence like, that looks interesting. What is it? This is great when someone is doing something cool or holding something curious, a book, a drink, a phone, a guitar. You ask about what they're doing, and it starts a conversation naturally. It's not about perfect grammar. It's about showing interest. Here's why these sentences work. They're simple, they're friendly, they're safe, and they make the other person feel good too. Let me tell you about one of my learners. His name was Kareem. Kareem was always afraid to speak. He said, I don't know how to begin. So we practiced just 3 magic sentences every day. Every morning, in front of the mirror, he said, Good morning, how are you? I'm learning English. I want to improve. Can I ask you something? At first, he just said them to himself. Then he said them to me. Then to a classmate. One day he saw a tourist at a shop and said, Hi, where are you from? The tourist smiled. They talked for 5 minutes. And Kareem came back to class with the biggest smile I had ever seen. That moment changed everything, because he saw that one small sentence can create connection. Here's the secret. The more you use these sentences, the easier they become. You don't need to think too much. They become part of you, like a tool in your pocket. Always ready, always helpful. Let me give you more magic sentences you can use anywhere. Excuse me, can you help me? What do you think about this? Do you like music? I'm from your country. Where are you from? What's your favorite food? I like your shirt. Where did you get it? I'm still learning English, so please speak slowly. Each of these sentences is easy, but they are powerful because they start something, and that's what you need, a way to begin. Now, let's talk about practice. Here's your challenge. Choose 3 magic sentences from this list. Say them out loud every day. Say them in front of the mirror. Say them to your friend. Say them to me in the comments. The goal is not to memorize 100 lines. The goal is to master a few lines you can use again and again. The more you repeat them, the more natural they will feel. Soon you won't even need to think about them. They'll just come out. And people will respond. They'll smile. They'll talk. And you'll grow. And here's another idea. Create your own list of magic sentences. Write them in a notebook. Keep them in your pocket. Review them when you go out. Even if you only use 1 per day, it's a win. Remember, you don't need to speak perfect English to connect with someone. You just need to say one kind, curious sentence. That's how all conversations begin. That's how all confidence grows. So today, don't just think about speaking. Speak. Say one sentence. Say it with a smile. And let the magic begin. Chapter 4. Body language is 50% of speaking. Here's something that most English learners forget. Your body speaks too. Yes, words are important. Vocabulary is important. But confidence? Confidence is not just in your mouth. It's in your eyes, your posture, your smile, your hands, and even your voice tone. Have you ever seen someone walk into a room and instantly grab attention before they say a single word? They look open, relaxed, calm. They make eye contact. They smile. And suddenly, everyone wants to listen. That's body language. That's silent speaking. So, if you want to talk to people confidently in English, you must understand this. Body language is 50% of speaking, sometimes even more. Now here's the good news. You don't need perfect grammar to look confident. You don't need a big vocabulary to connect with people. Even if your English is simple, you can still look confident. Let's break this down. First, let's talk about posture. Stand tall. Don't look at the floor. Keep your back straight and your head up. When your body is open, your mind feels stronger. You send a message, not just to others, but to yourself. I am here. I belong. I can speak. You see, when you stand small, shoulders down, eyes low, your body is saying, I'm not ready. But when you stand tall, even if your English is not perfect, people listen to you more. That's the power of posture. Next, your smile. A smile is a universal language. It breaks fear. It builds trust. When you smile, people feel safe. They don't care about your grammar. They care about your kindness. A smile says, I'm friendly. I want to connect. Try this. Before you say your first word in English, just smile. Breathe. Relax your face. You'll feel better. And the person you're talking to will feel better too. Now, let's talk about eye contact. This one is hard for many learners, but it's important. Looking someone in the eyes, even for 1 or 2 seconds, shows that you are present. It shows that you're listening. You don't need to stare. Just look, connect, then look away naturally. Even short eye contact is better than none, and it makes your words feel more real, more honest. Another key part of body language is your hands. Use your hands when you speak. You don't need to act or wave wildly, but small gestures help you express yourself. Pointing, showing size, moving your hands in rhythm with your words. It all helps people understand you better, and it helps you feel more confident. Now let's talk about your voice. Not just the words, but the tone, the sound, the energy. Speak clearly, not fast, not too slow, just clear. And speak a little louder than usual, not shouting, but strong. This makes you sound more sure of yourself. Even if you make a mistake, your voice tone can say, "I'm trying, I'm learning, and I'm proud." Let me tell you a story. There was a student in my class. His name was Deepak. He always knew what to say, but his voice was low and shaky. He looked at the floor. He stood with his shoulders down. People didn't hear him, not because of his English, but because of his energy. So I gave him a new kind of homework. Every day, he had to practice 3 things. Stand tall, look in the mirror, speak 1 sentence loudly with a smile. He practiced for 10 minutes every day, and in just 2 weeks, his energy changed. He was the same person, using the same words, but now people listened. Because he had confidence in his body, not just his language. That's the secret. You don't need perfect sentences to make a strong impression. You need presence. You need energy. You need connection. And body language gives you all of that before you say your first word. Here are a few daily exercises you can do. Mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror. Say 5 sentences with a strong voice and a smile. Watch your eyes, your hands, your posture. Voice training. Read 1 paragraph of anything out loud, slowly, clearly, with feeling. Eye contact. Challenge. Practice looking people in the eyes when you say hello or thank you. Start with 1 second, then 2. Hand gestures. Game. Watch an English speaker and copy their gestures while shadowing their words. It's fun and very powerful. So remember this. Stand tall. Smile often. Look with courage. Use your hands. Speak with strength, because you can look confident, even if your English is simple. And when you look confident, people treat you with more respect. They listen. They trust you. And most importantly, you start to believe in yourself. Your body is your partner. Train it. Trust it. Use it. Because every part of you speaks. So let it speak with strength, pride, and joy. Chapter 5. Mistakes make you better, not weaker. Let's talk about the one thing that stops more English learners than anything else. No, it's not vocabulary, not grammar, not pronunciation. It's fear. The fear of making mistakes. So many learners stay silent, not because they don't know the words, but because they're afraid to use them. Afraid of being wrong. Afraid someone will laugh. Afraid they will look stupid. But here's the truth that nobody told you in school. Mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are your teachers. Yes, read that again. Mistakes make you better, not weaker. Think about it. How do babies learn to walk? They fall, again and again. Do we laugh at them? No, We smile. We clap. We say, "Try again." And what happens? They learn. They walk. They run. Not despite the mistakes, but because of them. Speaking English is no different. You will make mistakes. You will forget words. You will use the wrong tense. You will say he when you meant she. And guess what? That's not failure. That's progress. Because when you make a mistake, something powerful happens. You notice it. You remember it. And your brain learns. Let me tell you a story. One of my students, Ahmed, was very quiet. He studied a lot, knew all the rules, but he never spoke. One day, he finally tried. He wanted to say, "I've been learning English for 2 years." But instead he said, "I am learning English since 2 years." He looked embarrassed. His face turned red. But I didn't correct him right away. I smiled and said, "That's a great sentence. Let's fix one small part." We worked on the correct phrase. He repeated it a few times. And guess what? He never made that mistake again. Why? Because he spoke. He failed forward. And that mistake became his teacher. You see, if he had stayed silent, he never would have improved. But because he spoke, even with error, he got better, faster. The mistake helped him. It didn't break him. It built him. This is what I want you to understand. Every mistake is a gift. It shows you where to grow. It brings you one step closer to fluency, but only if you keep going. Too many learners quit because of small errors. They say, "I made a mistake. I can't speak English." But imagine if we did that in life. Imagine if a child said, "I fell down once. I will never walk again." We would say, "No, get up, try again." So why don't we say that to ourselves when learning a language? Let me share another story. Her name was Sophia. She loved to talk but was always scared her English wasn't good enough. One day she had to give a small speech at work. She was nervous. She made 5 mistakes in the first 2 minutes. But she didn't stop. She smiled. She kept going. And do you know what happened after? People clapped. One person said, "Your English is getting better." Another said, "I wish I had your courage." Sophia realized something that day. Nobody cares about your mistakes as much as you do. People care about your message, your heart, your effort, and your bravery. So if you're holding back because you're afraid of sounding wrong, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not wrong. You are learning. Learning is messy. It's never perfect, but it's beautiful. Here are some ways to rewire your fear and become brave. Celebrate your mistakes. After you say something wrong, smile and say, "Great, I learned something new." Ask for correction without fear. Say, "Did I say that right?" Or, "How do you say it better?" Practice with kind people. Find speaking partners who support you, not judge you. Talk to yourself. Make mistakes on purpose. Say silly sentences. Mix tenses. Just play. You'll learn without stress. Remember your wins. Every time you speak, even if it's not perfect, you are moving forward. So next time you speak English and make a mistake, don't hide. Smile. You just got stronger. You just learned something. You see, confidence is not the absence of mistakes. Confidence is the courage to keep going even when mistakes happen. Fluency is not a straight road. It's a road full of bumps, turns, and a few funny accidents. But if you keep walking, you'll get there. And the mistakes? They're not blocks in your way. They're the steps under your feet. So speak, make mistakes, grow from them. Because every error is a step toward your better self. Remember, mistakes don't make you weak. They make you brave. They make you real. They make you fluent. Chapter 6. Practice with real people, even if you're shy. You've learned so much. You've started speaking daily. You've practiced small sentences. You've smiled, stood tall, and even welcomed your mistakes. But now it's time for the most important step of all. Practice with real people. I know. That sounds scary. You might be thinking, I'm too shy. What if they don't understand me? I'm not ready. But here's something powerful I want you to hear today. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be willing. Willing to try. Willing to connect. Willing to be a little uncomfortable for a few seconds so you can grow for a lifetime. Many learners make this mistake. They stay stuck in learning mode. They read books, they watch videos, they take notes, but they don't speak to people. They stay safe in silence. But fluency is not built from watching. Fluency is built from doing. You see, language is not just information. It's connection. It's emotion. It's real, human interaction. You don't learn to swim by watching YouTube videos. You learn to swim by getting in the water. And it's the same with speaking. You don't become confident by only studying grammar. You become confident by using your words with people. Now, here's the best part. You don't have to stand on a stage. You don't need a huge audience. You don't even need to leave your house. You can start small. You can start safe. And yes, you can start even if you're shy. Let me show you practical, easy ways to talk to real people, even if you feel nervous. 1. Start with voice messages. Instead of texting, record your voice. Send one short message to a friend or language partner. Hi, how are you today? Or, I watched a video about speaking English. It helped me. Just 10 seconds. That's it. When you hear your own voice, it gets easier every time. And voice messages don't need a fast reply. No pressure. Leave comments in English. You're already watching English videos, right? Good. Now take one step further. Write one short comment. Thank you for this video. I'm learning English. This part helped me a lot. Don't worry about being perfect. Just connect. Every comment is a small conversation. Join small English groups. There are thousands of free groups online, on Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, where English learners help each other. You don't have to speak on day one. You can just listen. Then say hi. Then share your first voice note. Then ask a question. It grows slowly, but it grows. Use language exchange apps. Apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or Speaky connect you with people who want to learn your language and help you learn theirs. You both win, and the pressure is low. You can chat, send audio, and even call only when you're ready. Now, if you're an introvert or a very shy person, here's a gentle plan just for you. Step-by-step connection plan. Step 1. Talk to yourself every day. You already do this from Chapter 2. Step 2. Leave one English comment on a video or post. Step 3. Send one voice message to a friendly person, or even to me in the comments. Step 4. Join one English learner group. Listen, read, observe. Step 5. Introduce yourself. One sentence is enough. Hi, I'm learning English. I'm happy to join this group. Step 6. Ask a small question. What's your favorite English word? What movie do you recommend in English? Step 7. Try one short audio or video call, only when you feel ready. These steps are small, but they are powerful. Each one builds your courage. Each one brings you closer to the real goal, living in English. Because here's the truth. You don't want to just learn English. You want to live it, feel it, use it to meet people, make friends, laugh, share ideas, feel connected. That's the magic of language. And you don't have to wait. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fluent. You just need to be brave for a few seconds at a time. Remember, real people don't care about your grammar. They care about your heart, your effort, your honesty. So speak, even if your voice is soft. Connect, even if your sentence is short. Because that's how the shy ones become strong. That's how the quiet ones find their voice. And that's how you stop being just a learner and start becoming a communicator. So today, take one small step, send one message, join one group, say one word out loud to a real person. Because the world is full of people waiting to hear your voice. And you are ready. More ready than you think. Now it's your turn. You watch the video. You listen to the steps. You learn that confidence isn't magic. It's a skill. You saw how one sentence a day can change your future. You discovered magic phrases to start conversations. You learned that your smile, your eyes, and your body speak just as much as your words. You understood that mistakes are not the end, they're the beginning. And you now know real growth comes when you speak with real people, even if you're shy. But here's the truth. Knowing is not enough. Understanding is not enough. Thinking about it is not enough. You have to do something. Because steps only help you if you walk. Words only change your life if you speak them. Ideas only grow when you use them in the real world. So don't just scroll to the next video. Don't just close this tab and say, I'll try tomorrow. Do something brave. Right now. Write one sentence in the comments. It can be anything. I will speak. I'm learning. I want to practice. I feel nervous, but I will try. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real. And I promise you, I'll be there. I'll read your comment. I'll support your sentence. Because this channel is not just for learning. It's for growing. It's for becoming. It's for you. So say something. Even if your voice shakes, even if your hands are cold, even if it's just 2 words, say it, write it, begin it. Because this is not just a video. This is your first step. And don't forget to do the small things that support your big dreams. Like this video, if it gave you even one helpful idea. Comment below because your words matter. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next guide, the next practice, the next chance to grow. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Your English journey has just started, and you don't have to walk it alone. I'll be right here with you every step of the way. Now go ahead, write your sentence, make your move, say something in English. This is your moment. Take it.